Hey, hello and welcome to the Green Stocking Society. My name is Shara and today I'm really excited because I'm not only going to be taking you through all the sustainability credentials of this brand, I am also going to be trying on 3 brand new pieces that I bought from them to refresh my spring wardrobe. So let's get into the video. Before I go further, full disclaimer that I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce the name of the brand. I want to say OMNES. OMNES. I know that it comes from the Latin for the word all. On their About Us page, they write that it's our name because we are all in this together. We created OMNES to help change the way you shop, wear and think about clothing and to encourage the rest of the industry to do it too. Also, this is not sponsored at all, but you know, if OMNES wanted to send me an affiliate link, I wouldn't object. OMNES is a very new UK-based independent sustainable fashion brand launched in 2020. Talking about the birth of the brand, Jordan Razavi says, OMNES was born out of a frustration at the amount of fast fashion being sold and the fact that responsibly made sustainable fashion was so expensive. The fact that they've launched directly into a pandemic but managed to see growth even then is really testament to the fact that people are looking to shop more and more sustainably. OMNES have said that accessibility is one of the 3 pillars of the brand, what they call the holy trinity of fashion retailing, so being desirable, being accessible and being sustainable. The pieces range from about £22 to £85. The clothes themselves are definitely great for like dopamine dresses, people who love bold colours and prints, but they also have lots of lovely neutrals as well. Most of their clothing, actually all of their clothing, is currently women's wear. So I got this lovely cream mid-length dress because I loved the deep neckline and I knew that I could layer it for different seasons. Then I also got this gorgeous pink and red colour block dress with these adjustable straps that you can tie at the back. It's super cute, very Harry Styles concert vibes. And finally I chose this EcoVero viscose oversized check shirt. Total I paid just over £100. Sustainable is OMNES. In interviews, the founder has said that the brand has been founded on sustainability. It's built into its DNA. So for Christmas last year, for example, they opted not to create any clothing that was made with sequins because they couldn't find a sustainable way of doing it, and they probably lost out on a big chunk of revenue as a result of that because it's party season. So that's a really admirable thing for a brand to do, to show that they are really sticking to their values, even if it means a little bit less profit for them. Of course, it's very easy for a brand's founder to say all the right things to convince us that the brand is doing great things, but in the case of OMNES, it does feel like they are really concerned about transparency. On their website, sustainability is linked really clearly in their menu. They have separate pages where you can view all of their producers, down to details like how many holiday days their workers get per year. They talk about sustainability all the time in their marketing as well. As for their materials, they use mostly FSC certified or lensing EcoVero viscose, organic cotton, dead stock materials and recycled polyester. They also have a page on their site detailing their materials and why they are better alternatives, which is really great for educating their customers and empowering them to make better choices. The responsibly sourced viscose and the organic cotton are really great because they're natural fibers and they are biodegradable. Viscose can be a real source of deforestation, so always look out for brands that are sourcing it responsibly, such as if it's FSC certified. And in terms of cotton, GOTS certified organic cotton is really great because it avoids pesticides and it uses a lot less water than standard cotton production. And then dead stock is also great because it's using up those leftover pieces of fabric that might otherwise go to landfill and go to waste. I totally fell in love with this red and pink dress and really wanted to get it, but I went back and forth on it for about a week before I actually made the purchase because recycled polyester is a really tricky thing. Yes, it is better than virgin polyester, obviously, because it uses a lot less energy than is required to make virgin polyester from oil. It is also preventing existing polyester from ending up in landfill and also ending up in our oceans. However, with every wash, recycled polyester is still releasing microplastics into the ocean, which are eaten by fish and eaten by us. So it is by no means a perfect sustainable fabric. At least I knew that OMNES would be a good choice if I was going to buy a silky satin type dress, because they are a living wage employer, so they pay their workers fairly, compared to brands like Boohoo, which have been in the news a lot for not paying their workers even minimum wage. If you want to find out more about Boohoo's sustainability claims, which are quite the contrast to OMNES, then check out this other video that I've done diving deep into Boohoo's sustainability stuff. I think it's important to note that here that the fashion industry is not really set up for you to succeed in being a 100% sustainable consumer. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, all you can do is like try your best, and the amount of emissions from the creation of a recycled polyester dress or the amount of microplastics that might end up in the ocean because of it is absolutely tiny compared to the pollution of massive corporations and companies like Shell. So maybe that'll give you a bit of comfort. OMNES do also say that the concept of circularity is built into their products from the start, which is so good to hear. Where they can, they avoid using fiber blends, making their clothing easier to recycle, and you can also send back products to them to be recycled, and they will give you a 10% off voucher to say thanks. OMNES also have an animal welfare policy, which they state on their website only about 25% of brands actually have. They offset their carbon emissions through Earthly, and they detail the projects that they support that help to offset their carbon emissions, which is great. They also acknowledge that offsets aren't the full answer to sustainability, which I really appreciate, because that's a really nuanced topic and something that a lot of people skim over. If you want me to do a separate video on that, then do let me know in the comments. I think that'd be a really interesting topic to talk about more. OMNES is also trying to become a B Corp. It is also Oeko-Tex Standard 100 and REACH certified, which means that it avoids nasty chemicals in the supply chain. One of the biggest issues with the fashion industry today is overconsumption. So brands encouraging you to buy more and more and more even though you don't need it. And one of the biggest markers of this is when brands have massive collections encouraging you to buy more and more and more. OMNES seems to only have about 270 items on their website at the time that I'm filming this, which is absolutely tiny compared to brands that are literally uploading thousands of new products every single day to their website. On the product pages, they list the materials, the country the product is made in. They also state that their labels are made from recycled plastic bottles, and they advise you to use eco detergents and a low temperature when washing. All of the packaging is plastic free with seed paper tags, waste paper and wood pulp mailer bags and tissue paper. Using plastic free packaging is one of these things that a lot of fast fashion brands have like committed to doing by like 2030 or something like that, when actually a lot of brands like OMNES are showing that it is definitely achievable right now to make all your packaging completely plastic free. The quality of the clothes also seems really high. They've clearly been very carefully designed. So I think all of these things of sustainability, the ethics, all their accreditations, which also cost money to get, so that's something that they've had to invest in. All of those things together I think definitely warrant the slightly higher prices. But let's actually compare this red slip-on dress from OMNES to say like SHEIN or ZARA. I got it for £35 on sale. The original price was £49. If we look at a similar slip-on silky dress from SHEIN, you could get one for as little as £15. But SHEIN, however, is probably the absolute worst fast fashion brand at the moment when it comes to ethics and sustainability. And it's quite easy to see that lack of fair pay and lack of concern for the planet reflected in the price, right? But if we look at something like ZARA, that can actually trick you, because you might think, oh, the prices are higher, so obviously they're paying their workers more, it's better for the environment. But hold on, that might not be the case. So if we go to ZARA, you can actually buy this pink slip-on dress made from virgin polyester for only £4 less than the OMNES alternative. The Good On You app, which basically distills all of this information into a neat rating, actually rates ZARA as not good enough, whilst it rates OMNES as good. And that's why it's important to do a little bit of research before you buy, because actually the prices can be comparable, and it's not actually true that all of sustainable fashion is ridiculously expensive. When we look at OMNES's Good On You rating, it doesn't go into loads of detail about the brand, I think because it's relatively new, so they don't make a lot of recommendations about how OMNES could become a great rated brand on the site and on the app. So I thought that I would offer a few things that I think OMNES could be doing a little bit better to get them to that great rating. honestly, the biggest thing that stands out to me is that I think they need to be much more inclusive in terms of the models that they use and also their sizing. So currently their latest arrivals, the sizes go from about size 4 to size 20. Some of their older ones go from like an XS to an L, which isn't great. And I know that developing really good plus size ranges takes a long time, so they might already be working on it. But in the meantime, I would love to see a more diverse range of models wearing the clothes, even in the sizes that they do currently stock. It's already really hard for plus size women to find sustainable clothing anyway. And their sizing seems to run quite small, at least what they say on the website. So I actually ended up having to order size 16 of the red and pink dress, even though I'm usually like a size 12 or a medium. Secondly, I'd really encourage them to build out the circular initiative to make it a bit more automated, or to talk more about how to send things back and how they recycle things. And where recycled polyester is used, I would really encourage them to acknowledge the fact that this is something that might shed microplastics in the wash. They could also sell guppy bags to go with them. This is something that Lucy and Yak do really well on their recycled fleece product pages. They say that of course nothing is perfect, and like a lot of fabrics, polyester garments shed microfibers when being washed, so use a specifically designed guppy friend bag to catch the fibers. And then they link to where you can buy that product on their website. It's just a bit more upfront and like transparent way of talking about the material and being really honest with your customer. Also, I think that they could get rid of using recycled plastic bottles for their labels. You can also just do that with organic cotton. Overall, I'm really glad that I found OMNES and that I've finally taken the plunge and bought some stuff from them. I'm really excited to wear all of these pieces throughout spring and summer, and also see how I can style them for like the cooler months as well. If you're looking for a nice dress for like an event or a wedding, especially this spring summer, I would definitely recommend checking them out. But what brand should I review next? If you have a particular one in mind that you want me to dive into, then let me know that in the comments. And until next time, stay kind. I'll see you later. Bye.